Hi, welcome back. Let me finish up telling you about the note cards on the tabletop, and then we'll move on to learn about the outline feature. As I was saying about the note cards, you can select a note card by clicking on it, and then the orange dotted lines will go around it to show you it's a selected note card. And once you do that, then you can apply any of these menu items to that note card. So for instance, tags, as I was talking about with tags, there are color tags and cue tags and word tags. So here we could select a color tag. Let's say red. And that will now make that note card red. And maybe red indicates to me that's the note card I'm working on currently and didn't finish. You can also add cue tags to it, little icons to help you. So need further research could be another way to identify you're not done. Need help, the question mark. If you put that in a note card, then your teacher can see that when they look at your notes and can offer you some help or guidance with that note card. So you see there are various ones you can use. So if I put a question mark there, now my teacher knows I need some help with that one. And then here are any of the word tags that have been used for any of the note cards in this project. And I can now select any of those if I want to, and that will be added to that note card. Okay, so that's tags, which can be very useful in organizing your notes and helping you in keeping organized with what notes you're currently working on. The other thing I want to point out is the bird's eye view of the tabletop. You'll see this blue rectangle right here. That represents what's visible currently on your screen for the tabletop. You can see the tabletop is actually much bigger than what we see on the screen. So if you had a really big research project, you could move these note cards way over, and now you're working on this part of the tabletop to add some more note cards. So you can see you can have lots and lots and lots of note cards. NoodleTools is very flexible that way. And this shows you what's currently being shown on your desktop. If this box gets in your way, you can close it by hitting the up arrow and then bring it back whenever you need to. That's the tabletop view. The detail view. If you click this, instead of seeing the icons for the note cards, you'll see them as a list. And you can see this one that's selected is checked off and has the dashed lines around it. So that's another way to look at your note cards. Okay, so that's it with note cards. Now I'd like to move on to the outline feature. And what's nice about the outline feature is you can actually integrate your note cards with it. In this outline feature, first of all, if you don't need to have the outline feature, you can close it by clicking that arrow, and then if you want to open it, click it back. So if you're working on notes and not interested in the outline at that point, you can close it, and then when you're ready to do the outline, open it. By default, you have a Roman numeral 1 and an A created on your outline template. I've already added to this outline, so I have more than that, but Roman numeral 1 and A. This will say topic, and this will say subtopic. You can edit whatever's written just by double-clicking on it and then changing it. But notice I can't really see what I've written very well. It would be nice if this outline were bigger, and actually it can be. You just take this gray bar and you can drag it over and make your outline as big as you need it to be. So now I can double click on that and I can see much more of it to be able to edit it. What I've done with this outline is this is actually a draft of my thesis statement of what I'm trying to prove, and then I have A, B, C, and D as the points I'm trying to make that will then relate back to my thesis statement and what I'm trying to prove. Again, you can double-click on each of those and edit them and change them as you want to. But let's say I want to add an E down here. Well, I would select the Roman numeral 1 and then click Add, and it will add a subtopic down there. if I wanted to add a 2 under A, I would have to click A and then add. And now that would add a 2 subtopic, which I could then go in and edit. But what if I decided, no, I really don't need that E subtopic after all? Select directly what you want to delete and then click delete. It will ask if you're sure, and then I say yes. Be very careful before you say yes that you really are deleting what you want to delete and you understand what will happen if you delete that. If I deleted the I, the Roman numeral I, everything underneath it would get deleted as well. So be very careful with the delete. You can also print the whole outline as well if you'd like to. Outline only or outline with note cards. Which leads me to the next really nice feature, which is that you can actually drag your note cards into your outline so you can see where each of your different note cards are going to help you in proving parts of your argument. So for instance, and I know, let's see, National Guard. So we could take the one that I created, go to Central High, and I could drag that and put it under number 1. And so now that note card shows up under Roman numeral I, A, sub 1. It's still on my tabletop. All I've done is now associated it with this part of my outline. So if I then went to print and said print outline with note cards, the information, the notes from this note card would also print out right here in my outline. This is a great way to start to build your paper, to see where you have good notes and information to support your subtopics, your points you're trying to prove, and which ones maybe you don't have enough information for and you need to go back and find more notes for. So this is a great visual way of building your outline and your paper from your note cards and be able to see what you still need to do. And that's what makes this such a powerful tool for you in your research. And as I said, you can also move this back, so if I'm not using it and I want to go back to my notes, I can. Okay, so that's the basic use of the NoodleTools notes and the outline feature. There are lots of other little features within this that you'll learn just by playing around and clicking on things and trying things. A nice new feature that NoodleTools added is the undelete. So if you do accidentally delete a note card, you can click undelete and get it back. That was a feature that we didn't have in previous versions, but really we're glad to see come into this version of NoodleTools. All right, good luck with your online note-taking and outlines, and happy researching.